Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are doing day one of my holiday content advent calendar crazy idea that I had. So I have opened up the little box for today. I also ripped it in my need to get into this video, and we are starting with, of course, the SuA and Siyeon cover of Oort Cloud. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm just someone who struggles with pronouncing things, trying to make it in the world, okay? But we're gonna watch it. And I'm, a SuA and Siyeon team up seems dangerous, but I'm hoping that it'll just be adorable and endearing. Like, I'm hoping for Angel to Me Part 2, as opposed to what I know SuA and Siyeon can do to me. So hopefully that's what we're getting into, starting off with just some cozy vibes on this advent calendar journey. And I don't have any captions for this because there's only auto-generated ones. So that's why they're not here. I'm sorry. I don't know the song, so we're just gonna roll with it. Ooh, the snow, the lights. I love the acoustic guitar. Cuties. Ooh, that little like yodel in there. Okay. That was clean. Look how adorable they are. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be paying attention to the song. I'm sorry, I got momentarily distracted by the cuteness. I'll go back and pay attention to the actual vocals that are happening. I love there how we had like kind of this deeper sound, and I'm sorry if I'm not quite able to know all the time who's singing which parts. Usually with like the captions it'll say like who's singing which part, and I apologize because I don't want to guess wrong. It's mostly my fear because SuA and Siyeon especially, sometimes their kind of tones kind of get mixed in my head a little bit just because they have like a very similar approach to most of their singing. They kind of sit in the same place in their voice for a lot of the songs, and it's only when they start to like kind of deviate from kind of that middle like chest range of their voice that I start to be able to hear some of the more nuances to their voices. So I apologize if I get it wrong some of the time, but I really liked how we had like the deeper, darker tone, and then we switched into this brighter tone with a lot of those like vocal fries on the onsets of the phrases. It just adds a little bit of energy into that and contrast to kind of the deeper sound that we had before that. I'm sad I can't hear her laugh. Cute. Oh my gosh, they're so adorable in this. I love it. I love their smiles. I love their little like acting with each other and like playing with the idea of it. Obviously I don't know the lyrics, so I can't see all the little things that they're kind of playing off of in the lyrical content, but I really loved Siyeon's voice there of just like really clear tone, nice closure, bright sound, was just putting a little bit more energy behind it to kind of elevate the song. But you could tell it was easy for her, which I'm a little bit offended by because don't we all wish that that was easy for us? A good placement in her voice, like a nice, almost mixed in some parts of it. Or that rock sound. The chaos, and like literally have none of the sound of this, but I'm sure that like is there behind the scenes because the chaos of this with these two together. But I love that drawn out notes that some of those phrases had. We had it also with that part where I was talking about the vocal fry on the onset that was just like really drawn out. So I love that style to the song of just like having these certain vowels that were elongating. I don't know how much of that is in the original song, but I'm loving the sound of this, like the acoustic guitar guitar. It's got a lot of nice movement to it. It's just like a fun song, and I love getting to see that music with them just kind of like messing around. I just want to protect them. Ooh, change. Ooh, I love getting into her deeper, her lower tone there, like the lower notes. It's near the bottom of her range. I was just talking about how I liked how this part was a little bit more staccato. I was talking about those drawn out parts, and this one's more staccato, and then we had that beautiful vocal run. There's almost something like folksy about this song too. The choice of vocal melodies very much makes me think of specifically like Celtic folk music is what I'm pulling from, because that's more of what I'm familiar with, but it very much feels like that kind of a song, which is interesting to me. I don't know if I've ever heard a Korean song that makes me think of Celtic folk music. I don't know how much crossover there is between those two things, but hey, I'm here for it. That was a good vocal run. I'm like pretty sure it's SuA who's doing these beautiful like little yodels in the part of the song too, which I think also fits in kind of the folk music feeling of the song. And I don't know how much of that is like in the original arrangement, but the fact that she's doing it just so effortlessly, I'm jealous, because I only ever do like little yodel sounds by accident. It just sometimes happens with my voice because I get like a little bit more tension than I was expecting, and then I get that little yodel that comes through, and it usually is fine, but I can't do it on purpose for the life of me. So the fact that she's just putting these little yodel moments effortlessly sprinkled throughout her lines makes me have so much talent aggression. Reading The Old Man and the Sea? I don't know if Hemingway is the most let's be cozy and feel better about the world. I don't know if that's what I would have chosen, but okay. Beautiful. Ooh, I think it was Siyeon there who just like hit that consonant really hard, but in a way that just added a little bit of something to it. Sometimes you don't want to hit consonants too hard because it can feel a little bit too aggressive, but because of the momentum that this song has, hitting certain sounds a little bit harder than you normally would fits. Like a ballad, you don't want to hit your consonants super hard unless you're hitting a point where the emotion you're trying to convey is like frustration or anger at something, and then you might hit those consonants a little bit harder because it can kind of add this feeling of frustration into the vocal, whereas most of the time you want to keep a ballad more like silky smooth, which I know that they can do. I've heard them sing beautifully in their ballads, but in this one, because it has this like bounce and forward momentum, hitting that consonant just kind of puts a little bit of playfulness into it that I really like. It's just a little detail, but I love that it's in there. Ooh, the beat in this part. See, I think that time it was SuA who hit that part, which is gorgeous. I got a little bit distracted by the production there, but her voice sounded gorgeous there. The tone she's getting, like almost belt, it's right on the edge of it, and it just sounds gorgeous. Marshmallows. Just a little grit there. Who cares? I love their voices in this. Like I was saying before about how sometimes I find it a little bit hard to distinguish between them. It's a little bit easier having them like side by side with each other, because when we're constantly switching between them, it's a little bit easier than when it's the whole group and then sometimes one of them will start singing. But I'm loving their two voices together because they're such like powerhouses with their voices, and they have moments in this song where they really get it. And I feel like it's like in the chorus where they just get that closure, and again it's like on that cusp of belting and they just kind of sit right on that line. But most of this is just them having like a ton of agility with their vocals, which I think is a lot of fun. Like it's supposed to be like a fun upbeat song. I'm assuming the lyrics are probably more on the lighthearted side, I'm hoping, given that the video is very lighthearted for this, but they're just having fun. But the fact that they're such good vocalists, they can do all of these little things with their voice without like needing to really reach or sound like they're putting in all the effort, and it just is them having fun with their voices on this song. And I love getting to hear that, because there's just something about hearing a really talented vocalist just have fun with their voice, especially when they're like a professional. I feel like so much of the time they're trying to be very polished and tell a specific story or show off a specific thing that they're working on or they've changed with their voice, and then you get to see them just like having fun. I think it's why like a lot of the time we like to see our idols do like karaoke, not just because of the pure crackhead energy of it, but also because you get to see these extremely talented people just having fun singing, which is not something that they always get to do because they work so hard to be like these very professional and polished vocalists, because it matters so much to them. So I love that even though this is like beautifully sang, like beautifully performed, you can really feel the fun coming through in the way that they're like putting in all these little details and things into their voices. Okay, does SuA really play guitar? And we're gonna hear it. Oh, SuA, I love that she got to have that part, because we love hearing a Siyeon belt moment, okay? We love when we get to have a diva moment from Siyeon, just like letting her vocals shine in the spotlight. But I love having SuA do that part, because they're just like the richness of her tone there. And again, the fact that she gets to do it on a song with Siyeon, I think just means so much. And I'm also really loving how they're trading off so well between them, at least from what I've been able to tell of who's singing which parts. They're doing a great job of it being 50-50. Again, I don't know, like I'm not going to sit here and calculate like the line distribution of it or whatever, because I don't care that much, but it very much feels like a collaborative effort, and I love that. Beautiful. Oh my god, it was like, oh, I love the like harmony, like vocal in the back, and then it kept going, and then it kept going, and I was like, no, wait. Ooh, that was not easy. Look at the cutie pies. That was so sweet. That was so much fun. The video, the vocals that they were doing, and such a good performance, like such a good way of showing off their voices, like the agility of their voices, and having these little moments where they really got to do things a little bit more showy. But I loved just like how playful their vocals were. You could tell that they were having fun with putting this song together, as opposed to trying to like prove something, right? And in the fact that they were so laid back, it sounded laid back back, it sounded effortless. It sounded like they were just playing around. They ended up showing off what they were capable of. It's such a cute video. My only criticism is that there were definitely some SuA laughs in there, and I didn't get to hear a single one of them, which I think is a crime. I think that there's a SuA vlog that was while they were performing this, so I'm gonna have to loop back to that one because I know there were some SuA laughs in there, and I need more of that in my life to just like brighten my existence. But I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me as I go through this advent calendar. You can click this playlist to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so you know next time I post a Dreamcatcher reaction or more holiday reactions, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!